Coming up on News Live at 6, is healthy eating a part of your intentions for the new year? We've got just the place, and it's just around the corner.
Plus, Black History Month is in just a few hours. Campus celebrating the start tonight, how you can get involved.
And the trolley is taking a new loop.
And Syracuse University adds a new loop to their shuttle system. CitrusTV News Live at 6 starts right now.
This is Citrus TV News Live at 6, your campus news leader.
Well, it's been almost 24 hours since our campus trolley has started picking up our neighbors in Westcott. Good evening, Nicole Laponte.
And I'm Walker Simmons. Neighbors in the area are already taking advantage of the new changes.
Well, new at 6, Syracuse University has added a new loop for student shuttles. Our Annalise Pimonte is live. Annalise, where are these shuttles going to be taking SU students?
Thanks, Walker and Nicole. This new loop will take students all the way from College Place to here at Westcott and Euclid. The buses will run from 7:30 p.m. to approximately 3 a.m. and the university hopes that they will aid students who are continuing to be pushed further and further from campus as a result of overadmittance. Neighbors and faculty already have something to say.
You're putting it right here at a corner where there is traffic both ways. There's already a lot of traffic. And if students live here, it helps them get to school.
The university also hopes that these buses will decrease the number of safety escort calls made at night. However, the warehouse loop will be discontinued after 8 p.m. Walker and Nicole, back to you.
Great transportation options for students.
And Syracuse University's Black History Month kickoff celebration will take place tonight in Goldstein Auditorium at 7. Citrus TV News reporter Anna Solovich has what students can expect during the celebration.
With only one day left before Black History Month begins, Syracuse University is hosting a kickoff celebration tonight at 7. Black comedian Carlos Miller is hosting the event, which will feature several Black student performances. Mark Zazi, a member of a historically Black fraternity at SU, says it's a great opportunity for first-year Black students to get involved in the community and to learn about the Black organizations at SU. He says celebrating the contributions of African Americans is crucial, and that attending events like this are just one way to do that.
Black History Month in general is very important to America as a whole because of the work that Black people have done for the United States of America. You can start back with slavery, like building the country and building what America is now today. I feel like it's important to honor those people and honor that culture as well.
Rhea Thompson, the president of a historically Black sorority at SU, remembers having a difficult time finding the Black community when she first came to Syracuse. She says attending the celebration last year led her to her safe space. Thompson says this event has taken on a new meaning in light of Tyree Nicholas's death.
It's really hard to see this happening year after year after year because it's like almost like nothing's changing. And in order to get these necessary steps for change to happen, we have to use our voices and we have to do things like this to showcase Black excellence, to showcase Black history so that things like this don't happen again.
For Citrus TV News, I'm Anna Solovich.
Anna, thank you. And if you want to find out more about what you can do on campus next month, the Black History Month Committee will tell you tomorrow. They're hosting the Black and Brown Informational Fair tomorrow at noon on the first floor of Shine, and they'll be talking about upcoming Black History Month events and Black and Brown organizations on campus. You'll even learn about the history and traditions of the African dispersion on campus.
Walker, this is all such exciting news. Hopefully weather will be nice enough so we can go to these events.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, I have heard it's been a pretty warm January, so maybe it'll start to warm up a little bit more. I don't know.
This morning, I don't think so. But you know who
that's
knows?
True. Lots of snow.
You know who knows more about our weather? Is Ronnie Perlow. Ronnie, what can you tell us?
Well, Walker, I really wish you were right about it warming up, but that unfortunately will not happen for us here in central New York. We're in the upper 20s right now in the Salt City, and tonight temperatures will plummet down to a low of 14 degrees, but the wind chill, the moon out, no sun. By 8 a.m., it's going to feel like 3 degrees here in Syracuse. So really be sure to cover your extremities and take caution when you're walking outside tonight and into tomorrow morning. Your weather headlines, it's going to be frigid. And that is not just going to be tonight into tomorrow. That is going to go stretch through the first half of the weekend. And you know what? Just going to have to bundle up. But the good thing is not much in the way of snow here in central New York. we're really not looking at anything accumulating because of those cold temperatures. It's going to push the snow away from us. And if you're like me and you've been a little bit, tired of these clouds, the sun is going to return. Even though the temperatures are only going to reach the 20s, we're going to see some beautiful sunny skies here in Syracuse tomorrow morning. So a little bit of good news to soften what looks to be negative low temperatures coming up later this week. Right now, I'll send it back over to you guys, Nicole and Walker.
Ronnie, thank you. The Manlius Police Department is warning local schools in the area of possible extortion cases impacting students. This news came to many local parents in an email from the Manlius School District yesterday, informing locals that the police department is investigating incidents involving students at the Syracuse, Manoa, and Fayetteville Manlius school districts. Police even warn that there are cases where students are being targeted outside of school via social media.
Well, the North Syracuse Central School District could soon have a new name. The district says it's exploring changing its name to the Cicero North Syracuse Central School District. Well, you may be asking why. Well, they say many CUNY members already refer to the district by the proposed name. Yeah, the district's high school is Cicero North Syracuse, along with its sports teams and curriculars. A survey from community members has been posted on the district's website, and it'll be open until February 13th. Well, Syracuse University graduate students are continuing their efforts to unionize. Following recent protests, Annalise Piemonte talked to them at their teach-in. Here's what she found out.
After years of underrepresentation and unfair pay, Syracuse graduate employees are fighting for the establishment of a union.
Every time I hear a graduate student worker story, it's heartbreaking.
And these stories of concern flooded the organization's teach-in on Monday night.
Folks we're expected to work usually around 20 hours a week. That turns into working around 40.
Which means that people are struggling to put food on their table. There's challenges with health care, that the health care doesn't cover everything that graduate students need.
In addition to health care, these needs include higher stipends and worker protection.
I will say that the current minimum stipend for a graduate student worker is $20,000 a year, which is $12,000 less than a living wage in Syracuse, New York.
And the struggles do not end here. Establishing a union would help international graduate students feel valued on campus.
Just not only is there an economic barrier, but there's also barriers to his family can't come up here to see him. There's this two-way gap. And if he was just compensated for the work that he did, he would be able to go and do that.
Megan Cooper, a junior at Syracuse University, feels that better working conditions would also benefit undergraduate students because
their working conditions are our learning conditions. Because I want things to be different, and I really, truly believe that there can be something that changes this.
Annalise Piemonte for CitrusTV News.
For more information about the union and to sign a petition, visit SyracuseGradsUnited.org.
And new details tonight, St. Joe's Health is paying $25 million for a stake in an outpatient surgery center owned by Syracuse's largest orthopedic practice. The deal between St. Joe's and Syracuse orthopedic specialists will give St. Joe's a 25% ownership share, and with the rest belonging to 35 doctors in the practice.
While the doctors currently own 100% of the center, they say they're doing this in hopes of increasing revenue after a severe drop during the pandemic. The $25 million St. Joe's is paying will be shared by the doctors who are diluting their ownership share.
And looking to eat healthy this new year, you're in luck, because Project Lean Nation, a new restaurant selling healthy prepackaged portion size meals, is opening up this Saturday in Camillus. Meals like chicken Alfredo, Nashville hot chicken, and back to the basic beef are just some of the items on the menu, and customers can also be given nutrition advice and meal plans at Project Lean Nation.
That sounds delicious, Walker.
It does sound delicious.
Well, if you're looking for a summer job, the Water Safari Resort in Old Forge, New York is looking to increase its staff at the water park. The human resource team at the park are encouraging those to start applying now before all spots fill out.
Yeah, Zoom and in-person interviews are already underway for all types of jobs, from food service to water ride staff, and Water Safari Resort also offers free lifeguard training for anyone over the age of 15. You can use the link below to apply. Both part-time and full-time jobs are available. And coming up on News Live at 6, Syracuse neighbors are making their voices heard while they're outside the Syracuse Police Station.
And a new program to prevent violence in Syracuse. Police have been working on it for months. What it entails after the break. Stay with us.
or across the nation, call the Citrus TV newsroom 315-443-1177 or tweet at Citrus TV News, your campus news leader.
Welcome back to News Live at 6. The Syracuse Police Department releasing new details on the murder of Brexiali Torres Ortiz. Assistant District Attorney Robert Moran says the three shooters got out of a large SUV before shooting Brexy and Israel Cruz. Cruz did survive the shooting.
Now, this was all revealed in a court late yesterday as three suspects are now charged with the murder of Brexy. The prosecutors said that they were 100 feet away when they shot her.
Well, with Brexy's death still on the mind for so many, there is a new effort tonight from the Syracuse Police Department. Syracuse has a new community violence intervention plan. The director of the mayor's office to reduce gun violence, Lateef Johnson-Kinsey, has been working with community groups for months to help develop it.
It's a 10-month pilot program that'll include mentoring, case management, and cognitive behavior therapy. Police and community violent intervention organizations are expected to be involved, and the program is set to start with about 50 participants in early spring.
Well, moving into the suburbs where a celebration is planned for 14-year-old Ava Wood. You'll remember she was killed by her father in an apparent murder-suicide on January 20th.
Yeah, the celebration will be held on Sunday from 6:30 to 8:30 at the Wildcat Pizza Pub in campus. It'll cost $19 per person. The event is being organized by a close friend of Ava and the son of a Falk College assistant teaching professor.
Well, staying on that note, the Onondaga County Sheriff's Office is warning the community tonight. The Sheriff's Office says it has received reports of a possible phishing scam regarding fundraisers raising money for Ava's family.
Yeah, there are only 3 online fundraisers approved by the family. The Sheriff's Office says anyone who has been scammed can contact the FBI's Internet Crime Complaint Center.
Well, Syracuse police are under fire after a woman suffered a head injury during an arrest over the weekend. Body camera footage released by the department appears to show Onia Chapman's face hitting a metal window frame. Deputy Police Chief Mark Rustin says the injury occurred while Chapman was resisting arrest.
A handful of protesters gathered outside of police headquarters last night, demanding answers about the footage. Police Chief Joe Cecil refuses to answer questions about the incident at a news conference on Monday.
Well, on the video, a woman can be seen taking a tip jar at the front counter and pushing a customer. Police say that woman is Chapman. An officer witnessed the disturbance outside the restaurant and approached. According to police, officers are heard on the video asking Chapman about the tip jar. She says she gave it back. The owners of the restaurant say they want to press charges against Chapman before she starts to walk away.
The officers are then seen grabbing Chapman as she spits on them. At one point in the video, it appears to show Chapman's face being pushed into a wall, and 3 officers bring Chapman to the ground as she screams, quote, "Let me go," and says the officers are, quote, "treating me like an animal." She's then cuffed and placed in a police car. Her face is visible inside the car, dripping with blood, and police say, quote, "Standard investigation is ongoing," but that no officers have been suspended.
Well, an update tonight on the Tyree Nichols beating. Another officer has been disciplined, making him the 7th officer to face disciplinary action. 3 EMTs have also been let go by the Memphis Fire Department. They were suspended after the incident.
The Memphis Fire Department says 2 of the EMTs were let go for failure to conduct an adequate patient assessment on Mr. Nicholas. The 3rd EMT remained in the fire engine during the incident, and the first ambulance arrived 27 minutes after the EMTs and the fire engine arrived.
And new info on the funeral plans for Tyree Nichols. Vice President Kamala Harris's office says she'll be in Memphis to attend the funeral.
And state lawmakers are reviewing bail reform laws again. First passed in 2019, they have been amended many times in the years since. Most Republicans and even some Democrats have criticized the measures, connecting them to an increase in crime.
Well, Governor Kathy Hochul narrowly won the re-election last year in a campaign that focused largely on crime. She now says she supports changes to bail laws, but to get it done, she'll have to fight members of her own party who want the reforms to remain in place. Legislators held a hearing yesterday and heard from experts on both sides of the issue.
Well, even colder temperatures moving into central New York. I'll have your full forecast after this. You're watching Citrus TV News live at 6, your campus news leader.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
Welcome to my house. Lately, not my happy place. everybody's pretty tired of each other. The parents were not themselves. My little brothers were morphing into small creatures. The walls were closing in. Clearly a case of too much family, too close, 24/7. And there's a lot of that going around right now. If this sounds like your house, try going someplace new. YourLifeYourVoice.org. You'll find lots of ideas to help you handle the family stresses of being confined to close quarters. YourLifeYourVoice.org. It might not get you out of the house, but it could help you find a little more breathing room.
From the CitrusTV Weather Center, this is SU's most accurate weather forecast.
Welcome back to Citrus TV News live at 6. Well, Syracuse, New York, when you hear that city, you think snow. And while we have a dusting of snow on the ground, really the next weather maker over the next several days here in Syracuse and central New York is going to be the wind chill. Tomorrow, we just slide into the day with a wind chill only reaching 18 degrees for the high, and things don't look that much better after Thursday. We're going to see a little bit of relief at around the freezing mark for your wind chill high, but look at Friday. Temperatures really plummet at -10 degrees. That is the high temperature, not at night. So at noon, it's going to feel only like -10. Saturday, not much better, looking at only a wind chill high of 5 degrees. And finally, Sunday, we look to see, what seems better at a high of around 20 degrees for a wind chill. But, really, if you compare that to what we had just a few weeks ago when temperatures were in the 40s, it's going to be pretty darn cold. So definitely grab the gloves, the hat, the heaviest jacket you have, and put that on before you head outside. Of course, that's reflected in the 5-day forecast. We're going to see a little bit of sun tomorrow, 26 for your high. So really something that's rather typical this time of the year in our region. The average high is about 31 degrees. So we're just going to be below that. Thursday, things look a little bit warmer, but that is right before that low pressure system comes in and it just crushes down those temperatures and makes them plummet into the single digits. For Saturday, look at that, 3 degrees. That I didn't even make a typo. That's actually, I had to look twice, but it's 3. That's all that it's going to be. And Sunday, things warming up, clouds blanketing the area, and a high of 30 degrees. So I don't know, maybe it's going to feel like summer on Sunday. It might if it's me. I might go outside in my t-shirt and shorts. But I still might be a little bit cold. And speaking of things that are a little bit cold, those press conferences after the SU basketball games lately, a little bit tough. Johnny Gadamowicz is here to tell us more on that.
Well, Ronnie, that was certainly something after Syracuse and Virginia last night. Maybe the biggest game of the year for the Cuse. I'll tell you all about it coming up after the break on News Live at 6.
Dad?
Just 1 minute, okay?
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
Here you go. Thank you.
Thank you.
And now, your Citrus TV Sports Report.
Well, Syracuse men's basketball just can't seem to close out games. Hey, and welcome into sports. I'm Johnny Gadamowitz. That's been the narrative the past few weeks for Jim Boeheim's crew, and it held true last night in a 67-62 loss to number 6 Virginia. The Orange went on a 12-0 run at one point in the second half, but it wasn't enough down the stretch. Jaden Gardner propelled the Cavaliers with 17 points to hand Syracuse its third straight loss. Sophomore Benny Williams was nowhere to be found on the court. No, literally. The forward reportedly was not inside the dome for last night's game, despite being fully healthy. Let's just say head coach Jim Boeheim wasn't jumping for joy to talk about Benny's absence.
Coach, what's the status on Benny Williams?
Is that your question? That's the most important question you have?
He wasn't on the court today.
Is that your most important question here?
I'm just curious. He wasn't on the court today.
I will answer it.
All right.
Your attitude isn't really good either.
Yikes. The 47-year headman's next chance to answer those hard-hitting questions comes Saturday at Boston College. Now let's move on over to the gridiron. And hey, look, I know it's not often we're talking football in January in the 315, but Syracuse football released its 2023 upcoming schedule, and it is not for the faint-hearted. Dino Babers' crew opens this season with 2 winnable home games, but all eyes turn to a 3-game road trip in October. The Orange get North Carolina, Florida State, and Virginia Tech back-to-back-to-back, all on the road. Beyond that, Dino Babers' crew takes on Pitt from Yankee Stadium in November, while the Orange also host Clemson on September 30th. It all begins on September the 2nd inside the Dome against Colgate. Now, Syracuse men's soccer is still reaping the benefits of a national championship. The top scorer from this year's championship squad, Nathan Opoku, is headed to the English Premier League. The forward was picked up by Leicester City yesterday. Opoku's journey is one for the books. The Ghana native started his collegiate career at Lindsey Wilson College at the NAIA level. The striker transferred to Syracuse this past offseason and went on to tally 11 goals and 8 assists this year. Opoku will begin his European pro career on loan in the Belgian Pro League. And we're just 12 days away from the start of the Syracuse women's lacrosse season, and year 2 under head coach Kayla Trainer comes with plenty of expectations. The Orange are ranked number 5 in the preseason Inside Lacrosse poll. Syracuse was 0-4 a season ago against team ranked ahead of them in this year's preseason poll. The Cuse are led by preseason player of the year Megan Tyrell. The grad student notched 78 goals last year. SU begins the season against number 4 Northwestern on February 11th. That'll do it for sports. I'm Johnny Gadamowitz.
Johnny, we got some questions.
Oh, yeah. Hit me.
Hey, well, thanks for joining us at the desk. I want to go back to Syracuse men's basketball. I mean, I know it's a sore subject, especially for Jim Boeheim, but these last few games we've been 4 away trailing. We just can't close out. I mean, I know that's a question we've been asking, but what's your opinion on this?
It's a similar narrative to last year, Walker, where you get a sense that with this team right now, it hasn't been as bad as it could have been, right? You're hanging around with the number 6 team in the country, but at the end of the day, this team wants to make the NCAA tournament. They're going to need a couple of marquee wins, and right now they just don't have them, and the opportunities left to get those marquee wins are really just dwindling as time moves on.
Well, what's your reaction to Jim Boeheim's response to that question last
What
night?
is my reaction? Well, look, this is the second time in about 2 weeks now where we've seen Coach Boeheim get a little antsy, let's call it, in a post-game press conference. I mean, look, everything's better when you're winning, of course, and Syracuse is just not doing that right now. So you can understand where he's coming from, but was certainly interesting to watch that post-game presser last night.
And from a Syracuse fan's perspective, this may be a little bit more opinionated, but we've seen this longevity of a coach. I mean, Coach K, threw in the towel. What are we thinking with Boeheim here?
Well, it's crazy because it almost feels like he's the last one standing, right? Of course, you had Roy Williams at Carolina, Jay Wright at Villanova. So, and even recently, Mike Bray at Notre Dame. Boeheim's kind of the last one left of that era. I think a lot of people thought maybe when Buddy and Jimmy were on their way out, he would be too. He's still around. He's still kicking. Who knows?
Yeah,
Your
he's
guess is
hanging
as good
on.
as mine.
He's hanging on to something, and I thought it was Jimmy and Buddy, but who knows?
Johnny, thank you so much. When we come back, Ronnie Perla has one last look at your weather. Stay with us.
Hey, Christina from accounting.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, I used to date a girl named Christina.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then she dumped me for my best friend. You want to see some photos of them that I took?
I don't.
I thought we talked about this, buddy.
Buzzed and overshared again?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna call a car.
That's a smart idea.
So yeah, I know, that's why I did it.
Hey, you're gonna get back to the top of the mountain.
Does that mean I'm gonna get back with Christina?
No.
Oh.
No.
Here's to the straggly ones, the lopsided ones, the first ones, the I miss my beard ones. But hey, I look good with this ones. But no way he's grown that in the weak ones. The black, brown, red, and gray ones. That one. The itchy ones. The never forgotten ones. The ones grown by Dad. The ones grown for Dad. The started late ones. The absolutely filthy ones. The drawn on ones. The finger ones. The pin ones. The I nearly didn't do it this year ones. And the yeah, why not ones. They all raise awareness, raise funds, start conversations, and save lives. Because whatever you grow will save a bro. Learn more at Movember.com.
All right, let's take one last look at your wake-up weather as your feet hit the ground tomorrow. Only 14 degrees here in Syracuse, but hey, it's going to be sunny, so that's something to get up and out of bed about. Tomorrow, though, things not looking too much warmer as the high only reaches the mid-20s here in Syracuse, so I'm going to be wearing all the winter gear that I brought for these notorious Central New York winters, guys.
Ronnie, I thought it was cold already, but apparently it's not. Get this. This Saturday Syracuse Pond Hockey Classic tournament has been canceled. The reason? An unusually warm January.
Then organizers already had to move the date from last Saturday because of the warm temperatures. But even though it's really cold today, as Ronnie said, it won't be cold enough to form thick ice layers. On a lake here in Syracuse this weekend, the 2024 tournament date is expected to be announced soon.
I have a theory. I think Ronnie Perlo's positivity, whose warm sunshine he radiates, melted the entire pond. I do.
She's too kind.
I believe it. I believe it.
I do. This is absolutely insane because I feel like after the past 3 years I've been here, it's been so cold this winter especially.
It really has.
Especially January, too.
Exactly.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, that's all the time we have for Citrus TV News today.
For more of us, you can follow on all our social medias on Citrus TV on Twitter or check out our website at citrustv.com.
I'm Nicola Ponte.
And I'm Walker Simmons. Have a great night, Syracuse.